My name is Jensine Casey, and I'm owner of Baby O&I Consulting. And today we are going to talk about your baby monitor and how, while it can be your best friend, it also can kind of be your worst enemy. So I love our baby monitor. We have the infant optics, and I actually really like that you can have 4 cameras on the same monitor. And while it doesn't do a split screen option, it will do the scan, so you can continuously flip through and see what's going on. So of the 4 cameras that you can have, we actually use 3 of them because we have one in the room that my boys share, we have one in the baby's room, and then we have one in our room that is focused on the floor where our little one will do his rest time. My oldest will do his rest time in our room, and then my middle will do his nap time in their room. So I wanted to separate them for that. But I know kind of the pitfalls that having a baby monitor can entail, because it does give you such easy, quick access to exactly what's happening in your baby's room. So for the plus side, why it's your BFF is because it can be your eyes and ears without having to physically stay in the room. It's really nice to be able to just look at the monitor, see exactly what's happening, the position that your baby's in, maybe know if they're crying. You can take a look at why they're crying before you feel like you need to intervene. So it can be a nice middleman because it can give you that second to stop, to pause, to look at what's actually happening before you respond. Also, if you have the talk feature for older children, this can be really helpful because you can use that talk feature. They can just talk out loud and you'll be able to respond to them. So that works for my 5-year-old. It's really helpful during his rest times. If he builds something and he wants me to see it, he'll just kind of yell out, "Mama, look what I made." And I can just talk right back, "Bud, that looks so cool. I can't wait to come up and see it after rest time." So it really gives you that interaction without anyone having to leave the room or anything like that. Helps at bedtime. If something happens, they can call out to me and I'll be able to respond without physically having to go into the room and cause more disruption. But the reason that it can be kind of detrimental to your sleep at the same time is if you're too reliant on it. So what that would mean is when we started to sleep train my oldest, I watched that monitor like a TV. The first time that he ever slept in his room, and when we started sleep training, I just had the monitor and I was just watching it the entire time. I didn't look up at the TV. We had planned something to watch, so I would kind of be distracted. No, just watched it like a hawk. So that's when, if you feel like it's kind of producing more anxiety or you're just really fixated on the monitor, that's where it can be a little bit detrimental because you're not actually living your life and giving that space because you are just watching them. So be careful of that. Also, overnights, if you have the monitor right next to you and the volume is all the way up, that is going to be disruptive to your sleep as well. If your child makes any noise, any movement, you are going to hop up right away and sprint in to help them. And we want to still be able to provide that pause, provide that wait time so that maybe they're just rolling around. Maybe they're just crying up between sleep cycles and able to get back to sleep. But if you have that monitor super close to you and you hear them make any noise, if your first instinct is to jump out of bed and run to where they are sleeping, that's actually not going to be helpful for anyone. It's going to be bad for your sleep and it's going to be bad for their sleep because they probably didn't need the help. But you hearing them and coming in is going to interrupt their sleep and actually cause them to wake up if they weren't already awake. So definitely something to be mindful of. Even if the monitor is right next to you, volume is turned all the way up, and you're not going into the room, it's still waking you up. So I do have the monitor next to our bed on my bedside table, but I turn the volume down so it's just at the first little level. So if someone does call out or cry out in the middle of the night, I might wake up, but it's not like a blaring noise that is really going to startle me out of a sleep. It's going to take a couple of minutes of one of them crying out or calling for me to then wake up and then check the monitor and then decide if it's something that I need to go and help. So definitely make sure to monitor your monitor use and see, is this helping us be able to support and engage with our child, or is this actually hurting my sleep and their sleep? If you have any questions about monitor use, about our personal monitor or my monitor recommendations, pop them in the comments, and I will see you next time.